Hola, namaste. How are you? Happy New Year. So, I am sitting at my house in McAllen, Texas. It's the house that I shared with my husband for 23 years. He passed away 8 months ago. And I've moved. I've moved out to what was my grandmother's, then my dad's house out in Mission, Texas. My dad passed away in 2007. And since then, I've had cousins living there. My daughter lived there. My son lived there. And my husband and I had intended to move out there. Um, our house here in McAllen is a 5 bedroom, 2.5 lots. It's a large house. And all the kids were gone, so we were going to move out there and sell this place and then figure out what we're going to do. My husband um, was disabled. He had multiple strokes in 2008. He suffered from chronic hepatitis C and had cirrhosis, and he was not a candidate for transplant or anything, liver transplant. So it was a progressive disease, and this was just too much for us here in McAllen. So the plan was to move, but at the time I was the state president for an organization that I've been belonged to for 30 years, and we decided to wait until I was out of office, which would have been July 2022. He passed away in April 2022. That's my cat, by the way. Um, my kids really didn't want me to move after he passed, after I got out of office in July. It's not like way out in the boonies. It's just kind of out in the boonies, and it's questionable, the area, but you know. So I agreed with them and decided to stay here, but it was obvious that I was miserable, honestly. I'm in a 5 bedroom house by myself. Well, by myself with my dogs. I rescue, so I have a lot of dogs. Or I used to rescue, so I have a lot of dogs, as you can hear. Bubbo. And I stayed here, and then I was miserable. I'd walk in every day and I'd see my husband's hospital bed. I'd go from the living room into my bedroom. The other four doors to the other 4 bedrooms closed. Never went in. I was miserable, and so I decided to move. And sorry, my my cat. Uh, I've been out there for I think about 3 months now, and I come back and forth between houses every day. I have some dogs here in the McAllen house because I don't want it to be empty. I have some dogs at the Mission house, and I just travel several times a day. It's about 30 minutes between houses. It's a big pain in the butt, but you do what you got to do. I'm trying to get this house in McAllen empty so that I can sell it. Um, anyway, my I've not filled out a change of mailing address yet, even though I don't live here at the McAllen address. And I had this discussion with one of my kids, and I was trying to explain to them how hard it is to fill out a piece of paper that says this address. Sorry, my cat's rubbing on my hand and moving my. Hey, I'm trying to videotape here. You have to fill out a piece of paper that says this is no longer where I live. I lived here for 23 years. I raised my kids here. I lived here with the love of my life. I mean, we made a life here. We made a good life here. And you just fill out this little piece of paper that says, that's not my home address anymore. I don't live there anymore. And it's just very, very permanent. And it's the little things like that that are so hard. They're they're just so hard, you know? And you would think it's no big deal, right? You don't live there anymore. Fill out a piece of paper, get your mail at the proper address. But it is hard. And I'm struggling. I still haven't done it. I've been out there 3 months. I'm still getting mail. And I've decided that until this house is empty and on the market and I have a potential buyer, this will be my address. And it's just so hard. And I know that I'm rambling and, again, not sure why I'm making these videos, but somebody out there can relate to what I'm going through. Somebody out there knows what it's like to have to permanently change where you live. I mean, everything. Everything about you, and when you lose your spouse, is now different. I've been part of an us for 35 years, and now it's me. And I'm struggling with all of it. I'm going to be okay. I've got the support and love around me that I'm going to be okay. I know that. I have strong kids. I have awesome grandchildren. I have fantastic friends. But the struggle was real, man. Like, changing your address and saying, this is no longer my home. Sorry. It's hard. It's permanent. So, if you're like me and you're struggling with something that seems so unimportant to someone else, no big deal to someone else, and it's a big deal to you, it's okay. You know, they may not get it, but I do. I get it, and I feel your pain. So I just wanted to say that there's somebody out there that understands how I feel, and I understand how you feel, and we'll get through this together. Have a great day. Have an awesome weekend. And apparently this is what I'm doing now. I'm just videotaping. Anyway, Happy New Year.